Yep, it's glitched. I'm done. Thanks guys for being here. So last week the new Red Dead Online DLC released and all of us were really hyped and excited for the new content, and the Moonshiner role honestly had a ton of intrigue surrounding it. People wanted to jump in and they wanted to figure out how it worked, the best ways to get everything completed, and the best ways to rank it up fast. And in some cases, there are special recipes you can even craft for different moonshines to sell to specialist buyers at a premium, and it's all really great. Not to mention all the cosmetics and optional and additional content in the Outlaw Pass, which I think everyone has been enjoying for the most part so far. But there is a big difference in what we ended up getting overall once the update released compared to what was said about it beforehand, and what we thought was coming to the game, and what was going to happen with the new Moonshiner update or winter DLC to Red Dead Online. And quite honestly, it is really frustrating, if I do say so myself, both for personal reasons as well as on a top-down level, just from communication from Rockstar and their more or less lack of care with how they've been handling the new content in this game. The new Moonshiner update has a major problem, or many major problems honestly, and we are going to discuss them in this video here today. This one may be a little bit more conversational, maybe a little bit more of just a discussion rather than some of the more heavily edited videos we usually do here on the channel when talking about specific Red Dead Online topics. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this as soon as possible, and although I was waiting for a potential title update on Tuesday to fix these issues, as I let some of you guys know about in the comment section on my previous videos, we ended up not getting one, and so I think that warrants this video even more so the community has a real voice. But yes, I did really want to talk to you guys about this, so please let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below as we go along here, letting me know of all of your Red Dead Online problems currently. Also, if you are new, consider hitting that subscribe button if you have not done so already. We are getting very close to 75,000 subscribers, and of course, if you are interested in daily Red Dead Online content, we do that here on the channel. Thank you for you guys' support, but let's talk about this new Moonshiners update and all of its flaws. Where do we even begin, honestly? I don't really know where to start. I guess to start, I think this is the most bug-ridden update to date. I do want to make it clear though, I'm having loads of fun with this update. At the same time, this content has definitely been some of my favorite new stuff added to the game so far, with the new Outlaw Pass and the new activities that you do in the Moonshiner role. I love the bootlegging missions. I think you can make great money with this role if you can get past a lot of the bugs. But speaking of bugs, the bugs and glitches with this update completely hinder my experience in playing, and it's also negatively impacting my overall enjoyment on the update too, and I'm sure it's doing the same for you guys. So let's talk about some of the major bugs and glitches with this update so far. We have a lot of black screen bugs. The black screen bugs have returned, this time when you're selling moonshine, and if you decide to leave the game or maybe dashboard on Xbox or PlayStation. For me on PC, I don't really have an option to dashboard. I can only quit to desktop and quit the game. Nonetheless, if you quit out of that menu, you will lose a supply, because the way the auto saving works in Red Dead Online is the second you start a sell mission for Trader or Moonshiner, you technically lose all your supplies at that current moment. So if you abandon the objective or abandon the mission anytime during that, you will probably lose some of your stuff. Like for me, if I quit the game, I lose my stuff. So also, not to mention, Trader black screens have also returned apparently, although I haven't necessarily verified that one myself yet. I did do one local Trader sell with 100 goods and a large delivery wagon, and I didn't run into that issue, but I'm hearing and I'm getting some reports from people in my chat that that is the case with the Trader. But nonetheless, the Moonshiner role has a lot of black screen bugs. Even if you're not in a posse, even as a solo player, you are, and you probably have run into these issues as well. Another bug is where the game says that your posse has abandoned the job or abandoned the objective. Even as a solo player, this happened day one for me, and although it didn't happen necessarily yesterday, on Tuesday it actually did happen on Sunday and Monday as well, and it was starting to really get to me. The bounties are affected by this glitch as well. I don't know how this came about for the bounties, so this may not be a specific Moonshiner glitch, but this definitely is a glitch that came about from the Moonshiner role itself that's affecting more so than just the new Moonshiner role. It's affecting the bounties. If you guys try and take a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 bounty from poster anywhere on different bounty boards around the map and you run away from the bounty board, you may actually get that notification. And what I noticed is, for me, one of the times it happened, I went back to my moonshining shack to check on it to do a bootlegging mission, because I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do bounties, I might as well just keep grinding moonshiner. I went back and that caused my moonshine stock to actually reset. And so that is yet another glitch with this update. Glitches where your moonshine flavor resets, negatively impacting how much moonshine you are selling during your play session, or even just having the moonshine reset as a whole. You could be 5 bottles produced, you could be 10 bottles produced, you could be 19 bottles produced out of the 20 so far, ready to go with a strong moonshine sell, and then oh, you return to your shack because you haven't gotten a notification and you're going to check on it, and oh, look at that, you're back to 0. And then, what happens when you need to buy more mash because your moonshine reset? There's also bugs in the game right now that prevent the player from buying mash in the first place or even flavoring their mash. So it's just, there's a bug and there's a glitch for every single facet of this update. There's even bugs that cause Maggie, Marcel, and all the speakeasy patrons to just disappear and not be visible inside the bar and the shack. Sometimes leaving and entering the shack will fix it, but most of the time what I need to do at the very least is I need to load to a different server. That's probably the least worst bug in this game, I would say. It doesn't necessarily ruin my experience, but when I have my moonshine reset, or when I deliver moonshine and I still get like a glitched letterbox black screen to where the game doesn't tell me I finished the mission, but the letterboxes come up and I got the little ding sound like I completed the objective, but I don't get paid for it, that stuff really rubs me the wrong way. So I'm also unable to replay the new Moonshiners story missions to get gameplay for you guys as well. That's why you guys are seeing a lot of just the free roam bootlegging and delivery missions. I only have the option to replay the last story mission on different difficulties. I don't see the others. And what's funny is one of my friends over on Twitch was trying to replay the missions, and he has it even worse than me. He doesn't even have a screen. When he goes to replay any of those story missions for the new Moonshiner update, his screen is just black. There's no other missions, there's no objectives. I just have one that shows up. He has none. So all of these things really need to get fixed here. Not to mention, animal spawns on consoles are still terrible, and camps are definitely still not fixed, as I am still running into spawning issues on both of them. Both of these glitches are said to be fixed in the patch notes for update 1.15, which brought about the Moonshiner role last Friday, but I can tell you they're definitely not fixed. I thought camps for the most part were fixed, but I have run into a couple issues with my camp, and so I just feel like they shouldn't necessarily say they're fixed in the patch notes when they aren't. And then animal spawns, I haven't had many issues on PC, so I can't necessarily speak for PlayStation 4, Xbox players who are still running into a ton of those issues on console, but I've heard also mixed reviews on that as well, and mixed opinions and just conflicting information. Some people, they say it's fixed, some people they say it's not, and that really all depends on the amount of players in the server. If you guys could check your player list and see if there's like 25 people in the lobby and see if there are animals, if you guys can get back to me, that would be absolutely amazing. But all of these glitches that I've mentioned so far boil down into one thing: a lack of care and clear laziness on Rockstar's part. These bugs and glitches are completely avoidable. Imagine the single player component of this game having these bugs and glitches. Right now, the single player component of Red Dead doesn't. You don't black screen indefinitely in between missions. There's no bugs that prevent you from advancing and progressing further in the story. If the single player released last year with these types of bugs, Red Dead Redemption 2 would not have won a single award besides maybe the most glitched out game of 2018. I'm not trying to complain here though, but these are frustrations we are facing as a community. And I'll be honest, Friday and Saturday were really not so bad for me. Yes, there were numerous bugs and glitches, but I was still having a ton of fun with the new content. And now that my Moonshiner role and Outlaw Pass are both max level, I'm trying to take all my knowledge thus far to an extra level to maximize Moonshiner role delivery payouts to my best ability to start making a lot of money. And right now this role just fails to work properly. The amount of bugs I've run into is insane, and I really stopped counting how many deliveries of mine failed. Now, I will fully disclose though that I did send in a Rockstar support ticket showing them countless deliveries failing on my live streams over on twitch.tv, and they did refund me for all the money I've spent up to this point on mash for Moonshine. They refunded me the money, saying it's all they could do, so even though you can't necessarily get all the wasted time back, at least you can make some of your hard-earned money back in this game. So that is good on Rockstar support. They are refunding players for the mash. Not all hope is lost, and that shows that they are aware of these bugs and glitches, and I'm sure they are working on them, but they really got to speed it up here. One of the other positives as well is that we may see an update tomorrow fixing these issues, but I'm definitely not saying that is for certain. What we are getting tomorrow, according to Rockstar, is they say look for a selection of limited time festive themed variations on Red Dead Online showdown modes coming to all platforms just in time for the holidays on December 19th with a select few variants only available to PlayStation 4 players. That is coming tomorrow on Thursday. So it seems like the drip feeding may be here on Thursday from here on out with this update, considering we got the update on a Friday. Whether or not it's going to be on Thursdays, Fridays, Tuesdays, whenever, we may get another title update tomorrow fixing these issues. We got that with Frontier Pursuits, but that also, think back to that. Just think back to that for a second. With Frontier Pursuits, it took a long time to fix bugs and glitches with that as well, and I think Rockstar really needs to speed it up here. I think most importantly though, I just like some clarity on all of this. Rockstar has not been super engaging like that on social media for a while. That's just their company policy right now, and I'm not expecting them to change that by any means, but I do think that their dedicated Rockstar support Twitter account really needs to start keeping people up to date with problems in the game, rather than using it as just a throwaway bot account on Twitter to tweet your issues at with no real response. That is the major problem I have with the way Rockstar has handled this new Red Dead Online update thus far. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you guys disagree. Whatever it is though, feel free to let me know all of your thoughts down there in the comments section. I definitely think that there needs to be some transparency on Rockstar's end, some more communication, and some more clarity on this and future updates going forward, so this game can become so much more bearable at its worst times like this. And I mean that in the sense so that at least we know what's going on with the game in the first place and we're not left in the dark. Information has always been key to me, so therefore I'm always going to call for more communication, but this in particular with this update, when we have awful bugs and glitches and what seems to be just a lack of urgency on Rockstar's part to address these problems, when we have these things that look to just not be a concern for the developers at the current moment in time, and of course when we have to endure a week plus of in-game problems caused by an update, yeah, it's gonna make me upset. Especially when all of you guys, my supporters, are asking me about all of these in-game problems and how you fix them and how to avoid them in the future. I just don't really know what to say to you guys, and I don't really know where to look. Like I said, if we get an update tomorrow that fixes all of these problems, well, I guess I'll be eating my words to a certain extent with this video, but honestly, I'm not expecting much. If you think back to Frontier Pursuits, it took 3 title updates and 3 individual Tuesday drip feed updates to fix the bounty hunter role payout bugs caused by the black screens. So even with some fixes that may come tomorrow with the Showdown festive variations, I bet players will still inevitably have tons of problems, and that just definitely is not good. There simply is no need to have multiple title updates to fix these types of bugs in a video game. So that's where we're going to wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, maybe drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Red Dead Online and RDR2 Moonshiners, updates, news, information, tips, tricks, leaks, all of that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single bit of it. And if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on all of those platforms, so you can ask me a question, strike up a conversation, whatever it may be. My links can be found in the description down below. With that out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. Let's hope that these problems get fixed soon, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.